Hello, my name is Pooja Lalchandani and I'm a medical student at the University of California, San Francisco. I'm pleased to present my work on early life sexual trauma and late life symptoms of genitourinary dysfunction in a national sample of older community-dwelling women. I have no disclosures. It's estimated that 1 out of 5 women in the United States has been raped during their lifetime, while more than 2/5 of women have been subjected to other forms of sexual violence. Many women experience sexual trauma before the age of 18. Past research has suggested that women who are victims of sexual trauma may be at an increased risk of genitourinary health problems. However, these studies have primarily focused on health outcomes in reproductive age women. Few studies have looked at potential long-term effects later in life. In this study, we attempted to address this gap by examining associations between early life exposures to sexual trauma and late life symptomatic genitourinary dysfunction in a national sample of older community-dwelling women. This research was conducted using cross-sectional data from Wave 2 of the National Social Life, Health, and Aging Project, an observational cohort of U.S. community-dwelling older adults. We examined data from interviews completed at homes of older adults by trained interviewers between 2010 and 2011, and limited our sample to women aged 50 and older. To assess exposure to early life sexual trauma, trained interviewers asked questionnaire measures used previously in other large-scale studies that are seen here. Questions screened for exposure to childhood sexual abuse and an unwanted first sexual experience. For our outcomes, we assessed different types of aging-related symptomatic genitourinary dysfunction, including genital and sexual dysfunction. Urinary incontinence was assessed by asking about involuntary urine leakage. The presence of other urinary symptoms was evaluated by asking about additional symptoms, such as incomplete emptying, a weak urinary stream, straining to begin urination, or difficulty in postponing urination. Both urinary symptom questions were classified as being clinically significant if they occurred at least a few times a month. Sexually active women were asked about the presence or absence of genital or sexual dysfunction symptoms, including trouble lubricating, not finding sex pleasurable, and experience of physical pain during intercourse lasting several months or more during the last 1 year. The mean age of women in our sample was 71. Over 17% of participants were from minority backgrounds. Over 90% had a history of childbirth, many were overweight or obese, and only 2 out of 5 reported they were in excellent or very good physical health. Looking at our early life sexual trauma exposures stratified by age group, overall, 11% of women over 50 reported experiencing childhood sexual abuse, while 39% reported an unwanted first sexual experience. There were no significant differences between age groups detected. Looking at our outcomes, 2/5 of women reported urinary incontinence at least a few times a month, while less than a fifth reported experiencing other urinary tract symptoms. Of women who were sexually active, 9% experienced pain during sex, a fourth had difficulty lubricating, and 16% did not find sex pleasurable. This figure shows the adjusted odds of reporting symptomatic genitourinary dysfunction among women with a history of either type of early life sexual trauma. Each genitourinary symptom was assessed in a separate regression model, adjusting for age, race, ethnicity, and education. As you can see, childhood sexual abuse was associated with a nearly 2-fold increased odds of reporting pain during sex, and nearly 2-fold increased odds of reporting other urinary problems. We did not detect associations with urinary incontinence or other sexual problems in our adjusted models. Women reporting unwanted first sexual experiences had a roughly 66% increased odds of sex not being pleasurable for them. Associations with other genitourinary outcomes were not detected. Overall, we found associations between 2 types of traumatic early life sexual experiences and multiple types of symptomatic genitourinary dysfunction in a U.S. sample of older community-dwelling women. This implicates that early life sexual trauma may be an under-recognized marker of risk for adverse genitourinary health outcomes in older women. These findings also underline the importance of trauma-informed care for women presenting with genitourinary decline symptoms across the aging spectrum. Thank you.